On my Facebook investors group, somebody posted the other day an article that was very unique. It said there are two very different kinds of recessions, and this one is probably different than the one we had in 2008. So let me paint the picture to you guys what happened in 2008. You know, when you get that call, scam likely, calling you don't want to answer. Everything was scam likely. Just imagine being alive. All you had to do was be able to breathe, not even have good credit, and you was able to get a loan to buy a home, which sounds amazing. And when you get that loan, you would get a good percentage of money up front, like sort of kind of like $20,000 up front. And you can get like 3 houses. So you get like $60,000 once you close. So you really is buying a new house that you really can't afford. And you don't know what the hell to do with it. So you get all of this money, you blow it, the house go into foreclosure. You got crackheads and stuff go into your house and steal all your stuff out of there. You don't want to put the money into it to fix it because you really don't know anything about real estate. And everybody and their mama was doing it and the market completely collapsed. That's what happened in 2008. So in this video, we're actually going to read and cover the article, and I'm actually going to give some of my feedback. Before we do, all I ask, we have to do some housekeeping. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And Moomoo right now is giving away 5 free stocks up to $3,500. All you have to do is open an account, you get some free stocks, deposit over $100, you get more free stocks. And if you deposit up to $2,000, you get 3 more free stocks at a great value. Just click the link in the bio to sign up, and let's get right into the video. So this article is on fortune.com. I will have the link in the bio where you can actually check it out. It say from December 2007 to 2009, the Great Recession led millions of Americans to lose their homes and livelihood. It was the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression in the 1930s, and it traumatized several cohorts that left college or graduate school with little hopes of finding a good job, as the labor market took nearly a decade to fully recover. For a significant percentage of the population, 2008's collapse is the only true recession that they ever experienced. And that's really being true for my experience at my age. That's the only one I remember and actually was a part of. And it's saying if you don't count the short-lived one in 2020 when you had the C-19 one. Now, we're not going to count that one because the economy literally crashed down crazy for a day and recovered and shot back up and recovered the next week. So it was a quick panic, then everything just came back to life. Man, I wish I invested on that low. I'd be rich by now. I'd be rich. It's important to remember that not every recession is created equal. While they all bring terrible hardship and involve widespread of job losses, disproportionately hurting the low end of income distribution, some are worse than others. And despite the stock market recent turbulence and the rising odds of a recession, there are plenty reasons to remain upbeat about the prospects of the U.S. economy, even if the growth come to a halt for conservative quarters. We're a little bit more optimistic than doom and gloom for sure. Kelly, I'm not going to say her last name, a senior partner at Southview Wealth Advisors in Savannah, Georgia, told Fortune, corporate America have never had more cash on balance sheets. Bank surveys shows that the consumer is not overladen with consumer debt, and there's a lot of cash in people's checkings account. So there seems to be a fair amount of spending power. What people is doing with that cash. I don't think the doom and gloom side of this have led the equity market to possibly overshoot the downside, he added. Marion explained that while every economic downturn is different, the U.S. economy has experienced 2 main types of recessions since the end of World War II. First, you have the garden variety recession. First time I ever heard that term. Raise your hands in the comments if you ever heard that term, where the economy overheats, causing inflation to rise. This leads the Federal Reserve to increase interest rates and crush demand to try to crush inflation, and a recession ensues. So basically what he's saying is we just pumped a lot of money into the market. Cash over here, cash over here. Everybody wants stimulus checks. Everybody wants PPP loans. We got it, no problem. And when you do that, you heat up the market, and that balloon sooner or later have to pop. And that's really all it did. And now you have the feds coming in. Everybody, we need to calm everything down. We're just going to raise interest rates a bunch of times and we're going to cool the market down. So that's technically what we're doing right now. So this is the most common type of recession that the U.S. has seen in a post-war history. Marion said, but there's another, a much more dangerous type of recession called a balance sheet recession. Now, without me reading, a balance sheet recession basically probably mean the numbers is not adding up and things are going to get worse. That is when a debt bubble emerges, leading households and consumers to spend a significant portion of their incomes paying down debt instead of spurring economic activity. So if you got credit card debts, you have house payments, you're spending a lot of money on things that's not helping the economy grow. The aftermath of this type of recession is a slow recovery and a mass unemployment. Sound familiar? Now, my debate is the job market numbers are false. Now, not meaning they're not correct, but the economy changed and I don't think the numbers really show that. Meaning they will say the job market is not bad. People still basically have jobs. But then again, now we have gig economy where people can do Uber Eats, DoorDash. They can do different ways to make money. They can work from home. They can do surveys from home. They started their own home businesses more. So people technically don't need jobs as much. So yes, you'll see the markets there. And with the most recent layoffs, I believe those real numbers will probably come out 2 years from now. And then they will be able to factor in how the economy changed and how that actually affect the job market. And it really don't matter. Then they said it typically takes about 10 months from the low of unemployment to recover to pre-recession employment levels in a typical recession, like the dot-com bubble. The big thing in 2008, remember what happened was really borderline fraud. Yes, it wasn't borderline fraud, it was fraud in the economy because you had all of these people that were borrowing money to buy homes that really couldn't afford it. The bad debt floating around the financial systems in 2008 led to an implosion, but since then there has been a number of changes with the banking system for that to not happen again. So that's really what they talked about in this market, where they said, look, we have the one where we just pumping into money, and then we have the catastrophic one like 2008. Right now, really, what is it? It's not nothing catastrophic enough to handicap the market. Like they said, people have money sitting on the sideline. Everybody is not completely broke, but we do have high inflation going up. We do have high gas prices. We have the housing market bubble that's about to come in. So I believe we would never in the future probably see another recession like 2008, because companies and technologies evolve. No matter how bad the market actually get, people will create different businesses to adjust to the market and still thrive. Like when everything happened, when C-19, you still had companies trip on their revenue, tropical smoothies or places where you can pull up and keep on going. Then you had the pharmaceutical industry that was making money. So nowadays, no matter what happened, there will always be a certain type of sector that can take advantage of the market. And that's what I love. So I think it will be hard to handicap the market when you have this sector over here thriving. So that's my thoughts. I honestly agree. We won't have a recession that bad, but I think there's still room for more error for things to get a lot worse before we fully recover. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. What do you think? If you haven't already, click the link in the bio to get you 5 free stocks with Moomoo. You can do it. And I also have my Patreon signed up where we are getting started, not right now, but right now teaching people how to build a strong portfolio. I'm Lando Seth. Talk to you guys later, and I'm out.
Black boy, you can fly. Black rose, black rose. Black rose, black rose, black rose in the sky. Black rose.